Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Kevin Dini here for Superpower Review, and welcome back to my channel. As of right now, this video has already failed, and I forgot to put my guests in the backstage. I'm being such a noob today, but you know what? That's okay. You know what I mean? It's been a crazy day. I was just off of my good friend Justin's YouTube channel, No Good Comics, for an awesome interview. And so we're doing this today with my good friend. So if you do not follow these gentlemen already, I highly suggest that you do. The information is in this video's description down below, but usually on Saturdays, we go over and hang out on their YouTube channels. Today is a little bit special. Today they are on my YouTube channel. So I'm very happy because we're having a returning guest onto the channel, and we have somebody brand spanking new to the YouTube channel. So welcome everybody to What's That Comic Book. This is a new live stream show that's I'm trying out for the channel, and this is just a good excuse to hang out with people from the community and show off and see some really cool comic books. James is back. And
how typical.
You almost got banned. No, I'm just kidding. And so this is a good excuse to see good comic books, hang out with good people, and just have a good old time. Have a cup of tea and just hang out. So I want to welcome you, gentlemen. So we have James from MJ Comics with us, and we also have Jason Parker from JP's Comic Unboxing. What's up, guys? How you doing?
How you doing? Thanks for having me, and obviously Jason.
You're welcome.
Having us both. It's great.
Isn't it a first appearance for Jason?
It is, and that's why it's so exciting. This is the first appearance of Jason Parker on Superpower Review. So welcome, man.
Yeah, thank you. First full appearance. Lovely to be on the other side for a change. Bit of reciprocation going on. I love it.
So are you guys excited for today's show?
Yeah, a little bit apprehensive because I've got Amanda who's dug out some books for me, and I've just seen the books now, and some of them I know about, some of them I haven't got a clue, but I can call on you guys for some advice on that. So hopefully there's a good mixture. Got some raws, got some slabs, bit of everything really. So some I didn't realize I had, to be honest with you.
And then if anybody from the chat can chime in too on what if we don't know a certain something, you can let us know if you know any information about that book. And guys, it's your job right now to also let us know, point us in the right direction. What are some of the comic books you would like to see randomly pulled? I don't know about my guests, but I have my books somewhat organized in category by Marvel and DC. So if you want to see a slab, shoot it out in the chat. We'll do a round of slabs. DC book, we'll do that, and so on and so forth, and etc. So let's before we get today started on today's show and showing off some books, let's take some time to go over your guys' YouTube channel, and you guys can talk about what you guys got going on. So let's start off with James. James, what's going on your channel of recent?
No joking.
Yeah, I know.
So we this week we've got to film the outcome of what happened to our damaged books with CGC. That'll be out hopefully by the end of the week. We're also going to be doing a 444 subscriber giveaway, just because we've been donated loads of stuff to give away, so we might as well just give it away as quick as possible. So we'll film that as well. And I've got some books due back from CBCS, which I'm really excited about. So cool. In the pipeline. Yeah.
Very nice. Jason, what do you got going on your YouTube channel?
On my channel? Not a lot, really. Not a lot's going on. Let me tell you, I'm up to 935 subscribers now. I put out a video a couple of days ago with a new subscriber giveaway for 1K. And you may have seen this, you may not have done. If you haven't, if you have, I do apologize, and I'm going to bore you again. But take this out. This is going to be one of the prizes for the 1,000 subscriber giveaway with a 9.9 slab. And that is courtesy of Slab City Comics. It's the Art Germ variant, and it's the first cover appearance of Punchline. And then we've got the Pierre de Resistance. It's the 9.8 Wolverine #1 John Tyler Christopher variant, known as the Negative Space variant, and that is from my own personal collection. I'm a massive fan of the Negative Spaces, as James and Kev knows. So I'm loath to give this away, but I want to give and show support to all the people who supported me. So when we get to the 1,000 subscribers, which hopefully will only be in a couple of weeks' time, we'll be able to give this away in addition to the 9.9 slab.
Wow, great!
Awesome. That's amazing giveaway, isn't it?
It really is.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Cheers.
And so I've been subscribed to you guys since day one. I mean, I see you guys, post videos. I'm like, oh, what are these guys about? And so I remember checking you guys out, and falling in love with your channels right away. And so it's been really awesome to see you guys grow and be where you are at right now. So
thank you so much. And again, big thank you to yourself as well for giving us a shout out initially. You gave James and me a shout out on your channel, and because of that, now we've become good friends and we hang out every Saturday with a beer or two talking about comics.
Yeah. I look forward to my Saturdays. Go ahead, James.
I was going to say, what most people don't know is after the show, that's when the real fun begins.
It's after the show, right? Yeah, when we're backstage and then we talk crap about everybody who watched our show. And I'm just kidding. Let's say hi to some of the folks who are
hot tubs.
Yeah. Let's see who was in the chat. We have Justin over at No Good Comics, who I was just live with for an awesome interview. Thank you yet again, Justin, for having me on. It was a great interview, and I had a blast. So, guys, go check out No Good Comics. We have our buddy Eons of Comics, who's a huge supporter for both of these channels, who are being featured on today's show. We have Peter Lidbetter. I was going to make it, you guys. Wait for me, really. We have All Strands Comic Collection. What's cracking? How you doing? Thank you so much for coming in. And Peter, thank you so much for reminding people to smash that like button. So I really appreciate it. And yes, guys, if you haven't smashed that like button, please do in advance. You guys are going to be seeing some really cool comic books. If you're new here to the channel, don't forget to smash that subscribe button to show your support. Once the channel reaches 2,000 subscribers, I will be giving away this Spawn #1 CGC graded at a 9.4, and any support that the channel receives is greatly appreciated. So I really appreciate everybody. All right, so let's get started. Who wants to randomly pick a book first? I know a lot. I know we had one request already of someone saying Batman 227. Maybe I'll do that later because I know I have some. I don't know if these gentlemen do. No, Jason doesn't.
I do have some Batman. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll definitely pull out something like that for sure. All right, so who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Go on, you go first, James.
No, go on, Jace. You go first. No, ladies first.
Okay. Thank you. Age before beauty. Okay, should we go for a raw or should we go for a slab?
Let's start off with raw. Let's warm up first here.
Okay. What have we got here? I'm going for a Silver Age book first of all.
Ooh.
Okay, and this is a bit of an unusual one here. It's not a key issue at all, but obviously this is again pulled out by Amanda, right? So this is Invincible Iron Man #11. Do you know about this book at all, guys?
I don't know too much about Iron Man, to be sure.
Okay, so this is a bit of an interesting story on this one, in that Iron Man eventually gets unmasked by the Mandarin, but he's very clever because when Mandarin knocks his helmet off, right, Stark is actually wearing a mask, pretending to be someone else. Yeah.
Wow.
So it's brilliant. So he tricks Mandarin, thinking, "Oh no, it's not Stark," as I thought it was, and it turns out then that Stark's got what do they call it? A life model decoy, is it? Is that what they call it? An LMT, like a AI sort of version of him, who's called the press to talk about people. So he's diverting tactics. So he thought he's caught Iron Man, but he hasn't. But it's just a bit of a funny story. It made me laugh. Also, Mei Ling is Mandarin's girlfriend in this. Spoiler, she dies.
Mei Ling, that's actually kind of funny because that is a character in one of the Bruce Lee movies, Mei Ling.
Oh, there we are. Right, okay.
Maybe they took that from that.
It's possible. I mean, this book came out in March of 1969. So quite a long time ago. Older than me. Do you know what I mean? It's 51. It's 51 years old. 52 years old now.
I didn't
nearly.
even know that was possible.
Thank you. I know. I can't believe it myself. But again, it's in quite good condition. For its age, I think it's quite a nice book. Like I say, it's not a key issue, clearly, because there are some books I've just noticed here now that, like I say, Amanda's pulled out. Some are key issues, and she's seen one, and I'm hoping she hasn't realised the relevance of it. You'll see that a bit later on. But
that's okay, because we don't always have to see keys, because I learned something just from seeing that book today. So
yeah, cool. There we are.
It's so funny that you had Amanda pick out your books, because I have my wife pick out my slabs. And so it's always funny because I take away certain slabs that I don't want to know about. But it's kind of funny. And then I have like my collection surrounded by me. It's for the best, yeah.
It is.
All right, so James, your turn, buddy. Let's see that random book.
So I'm just going to literally pick a random book that I don't know anything about. I think it's a slab, right. But it's this. This is Action Comics 473, and it could be yours if you subscribe to us.
Nice segue, James.
It is, yeah. It's from 1977, and it's a 9.8, and it centers around the Phantom Zone, prisoners escape, and obviously Superman's got to put them all back in the Phantom Zone. But it's a lovely looking comic, and it could be yours if you subscribe.
Wow! All right.
Nice.
So it is, yeah. And it's I love like the back covers for this age as well. To be fair, like the adverts.
Yeah, they're usually for cigarettes, aren't they? For kids, stuff
for
like
kids,
that.
Yeah, or BB guns and stuff.
Yeah.
Or those awful gimmick ads like, "Oh, pay 75 cents and be ripped today and get girls." Like,
yeah.
And it's actually a Neil Adams cover as well with Kurt Swan.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, not only is it 9.8 from 1977, but it's got crispy white pages as well.
It has.
Which is
I don't even know. I don't even know what the value of this thing is, but it could be.
They're giving it away, guys. It could be worth $1 million. Could be worth $1, but it could be yours.
I'm sure it's worth more than $1.
Okay. I mean, if it's slabbed by CGC, $20, it could be $25.
$25.
Yeah.
It
costs more in postage.
It probably will.
Hey yo,
I've gone all red now.
He's turned into a tomato.
A tomato.
You say tomato, I say tomato.
Yeah, tomato. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
All right. What do you guys want to see? A Raw book, slab, DC, Marvel? What are we thinking?
Ooh.
Well, should we see a Raw one? Rip out your Raw one for us, please. That'd be nice.
Whip out a Raw one. Wow, you got to buy me a drink first. All right. Let's see what we got in the DC box, huh? Oh, wait, that's my Marvel box. All right. Magic fingers. Let's see. What are you? Oh, here we have a Batman Who Laughs #1. This is the Greg Capullo variant.
Yeah.
Nice.
I've got that signed by. I've got that signed actually. I think.
Capullo's it? Signed that?
It's either signed by Capello or Jock. I think maybe.
Jock does the interior art, so yeah. It could be.
Yeah.
So this was a fantastic series. I mean, I pulled out an issue from the series last time on the show, and I'll say the same things here again, but this was a great miniseries to one of my new favorite characters / villains. This is just such a great mashup. I love the Batman Who Laughs. I mean, getting both the best of both worlds being mashed up and becoming a character, and this character is not slowing down anytime soon. I don't think he's pretty up there. He's a lot of people like him. His first appearance is worth what? Maybe I don't know what that's going for. What's the Teen Titans number 12 going for right now? Is anybody
Quite a lot, I thought.
Yeah,
I think maybe about 5.
I
500,
think,
isn't it?
Yeah, as that's a 9.8. That's the original, not the foil, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think the foil's going for about 200 mind as a 9.8.
Oh wow.
So the original non-foil Teen Titans 12, that's going for a lot of money. Yeah, he's a popular character.
Very popular.
And I've just sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead,
I was
James.
just gonna say, I just noticed one of the comments was, wait, the Phantom Zone was a real thing. Thought they made it up for the Lego Batman movie. Yeah, they do research when they do these movies.
Yeah. So that's my first random pull. So great series if you ever reach this. And like I said, Batman Who Laughs is not slowing down anytime soon. I mean, I think the Teen Titans number 12 is just, in my opinion, a really great modern grail to have, because I think that's going to be the next book to like jump up from our time. Like maybe 10 years time, I think that book could be reaching a grand, maybe, as long as the Batman Who Laughs is still going strong.
Yeah.
Well, we've seen it happen with the ASM 300, haven't we? With Venom getting the recognition that it deserves, and that's not giving up anytime soon either. That's stabilized now around the, you've got 9.8s going for around about anywhere between $4,000 and $5,000 as a newsstand. Crazy money.
Yeah, but, and now it's happening to ASM 361.
Yeah.
Oh,
which is good for me, because I've got a newsstand of one of those, and
9.8.
And a 9.8 direct edition, but my 9.8 signed by Mark Bagley and sketched as well. So yeah, come on. Thank you.
I don't know what a sketch is going for with the book, but I know a signed 9.8 newsstand sold for $1,500 a couple of days ago.
Are you serious?
Wow. I'm not kidding.
Guys, you stay there. I gotta go.
He's got to post something on eBay for sale.
Yeah.
All right, so we do have a request from Peter. He would like to see a Marvel Raw Spider-Man. So if you guys have a box of Marvel Spider-Man Raw, let's have
a look. 1 second.
Let's give the people what they want. Thanks, Justin. Appreciate it, man.
I think I've got.
All right, so since James has his out, let's go to James first. So let's see, what do we got, James?
We've got Amazing Spider-Man 46, which is the first appearance of, is it Herman Schultz, the Shocker?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes, that's it's probably about a 4.0 to be fair.
Are you going to be sending that one to CGC anytime soon?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I'm going to get it pressed with James Gower, our presser, and send it off.
Good choice.
But yeah, it's just got a little bit of like, I'm looking at the wrong place there. Just there, like thumbing.
Yeah,
which is a bit annoying, but it's a nice copy overall, and I love the character. To be fair, the Shocker, he was just so annoying, in in the comics and in the cartoon and stuff, wasn't he?
Yeah,
just always there in the way. But
yeah, very cool.
They have got him in the MCU already, haven't they? With that, he was in Homecoming, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. He had a very brief appearance in Homecoming.
Yeah, there was a guy who was wearing like a jacket that had like yellow and red on it, and he was calling himself the Shocker. But then Michael Keaton vaporized him, didn't he? And then he just gave the weapon to the other guy and was like, "You're the Shocker now." So obviously. Yeah, didn't see that coming.
And you have the clear backboard on that book too, huh?
The Visiback, yeah. Absolutely love those Visibacks. Is Jace back?
Yeah, Jace is back.
Hello, sorry about that. I made a little getaway for a little bit.
That's okay. Nobody knew you were gone because I had James on the full screen.
Yeah.
Now you blew my cover. Cool.
Thanks, Peter.
So I ASM 59.
Oh, is that first MJ on the cover? Is it?
Cover, yes.
Yeah, that's lovely.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I really like that's going off to CGC.
Oh, we lost him. We lost him again.
Quick.
Quick.
Interval. Da, da, da,
Quick dance. All right, so since everyone is doing Marvel Raw keys, and hold on, maybe Jason is coming back. I see him real quick. We got Nerdchi in the live stream. What's going on, man? How you doing? Thank you so much for joining. We got a comment from No Good Comics. Love that 59. Such a beautiful book as it is. It really is. I don't adventure too much into like really early Spider-Man keys, and I feel like it's just not my time yet to do that. You know what I mean?
What?
Yeah, I don't know. Because they're so expensive.
Yeah, but they're like the best covers. I think like that era is just the best. The art is just so much better than it is now.
Yeah,
everything's all digital art now, isn't it? Really, like mostly.
It mostly is, and I feel like as much as original comic book artists don't want to say it, like it's kind of like a dying breed. So
yeah,
the whole pen and ink and all that stuff. I see Jason here, but he's pinwheeling, so I don't know what's going on there. Hopefully he can get that resolved. So,
I thought you'd done that as well.
I did that by accident. All right, so so let's do a Spider-Man key. Let's go into the box of keys. Let's see, what are we gonna get? Box of keys, raw Spider-Man slab. What do we got?
It's gonna be a 300.
It probably is. Nope. Next best thing.
Oh yes.
We have an Amazing Spider-Man number 316. Jason, welcome back.
What is going on?
I don't know. But after today's show, I think you're going to be banned. No, you're banned.
Let me tell you what's happening here, right? Is that I've got the worst internet ever, right, in the UK. Worst. And then what happens, right? Someone rings my doorbell, right, which is connected to my Wi-Fi with those ring things, right? And then my internet goes. So they're pressing a bell. How does that work?
Jace, are you still on your phone internet? I'll try and switch it to your normal Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I'll try. I'll see how I get on. If I disappear, I'll do that again.
It's all good, buddy. I mean, this technical difficulties happen all the time, so it's all good. So here we have an Amazing Spider-Man number 316. This is the first cover appearance of Venom. I mean, do I really have to give this book an introduction? But this is by far, and I said this yesterday on one of my uploads to the channel, to all my Todd McFarlane signatures that I have in my comic book collection. If you haven't checked that out, please do so. But this is my favorite Todd McFarlane cover of all time. I mean, this goes without saying. We got my favorite villain, favorite anti-hero, just kicking the crap out of Spider-Man, and Spider-Man is in the spot where we always see him. So I just think this is such a great cover, and I really love the read too. I mean, Venom's so violent in this book. I mean, he also like has no mercy to the Black Cat either.
Yeah. Oh yeah, didn't he knocks her around, doesn't he?
Yeah, he like knocks her around. He punches her. He slams her against the wall. She's got like a broken nose and stuff. So yeah, he's absolutely brutal. This is like the Venom that I miss sometimes. You know what I mean? Like I miss the Venom symbiote having a bad influence on Eddie Brock and just making him bad and just unleash and really get down and dirty. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean that video that you did put out yesterday, Kevin, was really good.
Thank you.
Check it out if you haven't. It's brilliant.
I would appreciate that.
Also got a thank you for helping me get my ASM 316 signed by Todd McFarlane as well.
That's a sexy book. That's an absolutely sexy book.
Very nice, very nice.
Looks like we have a request here from VP. Any covers that are not keys but are your favorites?
Oh, good question.
Who was at the door?
Oh yeah,
who's at the door?
You don't want to know. It's the kids. They're back from the back of their dads. That's okay.
Thanks, Peter. Thank you.
Right. I'm just trying to think now. There's a few books. The first one I showed, that wasn't a key book, the Iron Man. But I love the cover on it. You know. And we were saying this the other day, weren't we, James? That you don't really get comic covers like that anymore. You know, like they were done in the '60s and the early '70s. You know, and it's a shame, really. And every now and again, what will happen? Like the Mortal Hulk run, the recent run of that, there's recently been a homage to Tales to Astonish, and it's done in the old style, and I just love the look of it. It just feels different, feels nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, Jason, you wanna go?
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, you can pick whatever you want.
Right,
but
okay.
if you want to try to go for this comment, that's fine by me too. You can do whatever you want, buddy.
Okay. Well, okay. I want to talk about crossover, I suppose. It's quite a new series just come out by Sir Donny Cates. This is I'm not sure who's done it. Oh, Raphael Grassetti, is it, or someone has done the cover for this? I think it's going for around $70 at the moment, something like that.
Whoa.
Oh, wow.
But I read it a couple of weeks ago, actually. Got into it, and it's really interesting. Have you guys read this book at all?
I have not. No,
have not yet. No.
It's quite interesting because it's obviously there's no spoilers here, really, I don't think, but it's talking about superheroes from comics crossing over into the real world, and there's a lot of subtle references in there. There's a scene where they're in this comic shop, and this guy goes in with loads of like number ones. They're not key issues, but like they're not first appearance or anything, but it'll be something like I don't know, say for instance, Amazing Spider-Man #1, like from volume 5, and he's going, but they're number ones, they're all in near link condition, and he says, I'm not interested in your crap, basically. So it's a lot of humorous stuff in there, and it looks quite interesting. And the last page of the book, which I won't spoil, leaves it open, and you think, oh wow. And it's quite good because it's got DC characters in there, Marvel, all over, you know, and it's really interesting sort of premise, really. And I think if they do it right, and Donny Cates is really good at this sort of thing, I think it could be really interesting. I think they're up to like issue 3 or 4 at the moment, I think, aren't they, on that? But yeah, that's crossover. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Interesting. All right, James, what do you got up next, buddy?
Well, I'm trying to go with the Not a Key book.
I'm trying to think of it too as we go on, and I'm having a hard time with it.
I love this cover. Is it Frank Miller? I'm sure this is Frank Miller.
What number is that?
164.
It could be.
I think it's like the origin story retold. I think like I think Daredevil's hospitalized, and I think he tells a story to Ben Ulrich. Is it?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I just love that cover. And it's not a key. It's just a classic cover. Right.
It looks in great condition, mate.
Yeah, it really does.
It is, yeah. It's all right. The only thing is, it's got a bit of pencil.
That can be taken.
That'll come out, yeah. But it looks quite good.
Yeah.
That does look
just
nice.
Get a rubber, innit? Get a rubber. And
yeah, I wouldn't do that myself. I'll probably rub it out.
Yeah, and what about the mark on the comic?
It actually says 32 pence on it. There as well, can you see?
Yeah. That'll come out, mate. Yeah.
That's disgusting.
I think that's a bit of clear up for our American friends, because when I'm talking about rubbers, we mean erasers, don't we?
Yeah, we
do, yeah.
I knew exactly what you were talking about.
Yeah.
And a quick question for you, James. Do you have all of your books in those clear backing boards?
I only have no. I probably have like 30% in them, and it all depends really. The stuff that I collected ages ago when I was a kid, it's most likely still in the same bag and board unless I put it in a Visiback with a Mylar or whatever. But yeah.
Because it can work out really expensive then, can't it?
Yeah, I think it's like 50p a book, isn't it? Or like, what, 80 cents is it?
Yeah.
A
Yeah,
book?
that can be pretty expensive because like when I go to my comic book shop and I pick out a new book, they have a box of bags and boards already set up in case if you just want to put it right in the bag, and those are already with the bag and board are 25 cents. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So
that's just a board. That's not a paperback.
right.
Yeah.
Right. So that kind of goes to show you how expensive a backboard is. And, it all adds up at the end,
Yeah.
But I mean, I can see like doing that for like big keys and stuff. Like, I mean, without a skip of a heartbeat, like I would totally buy those in singles just for my ASM 300s. No doubt.
Yeah.
Anything for the ASM 300s.
Yeah. All 56 of them.
This is no joke. I think I've got about 50 or 60 upstairs, but they're all like Silver Age size. So
right.
I've got some spare if anyone wants any.
Ooh, okay, thanks.
Is it my turn?
Yeah,
it is.
All right. So I'm gonna. I was thinking about while we're talking about a favorite cover that's not a key, and I'm just having such a hard time thinking about that. But I think randomly pulling this book. This is not a key book, but I absolutely love this. So here is a Batman number 296. We gotta show some DC love today, because I know we all love our Marvel, but we gotta show DC some love. But here is this cover here. This is Batman 296, and I believe this is a Al Milgrom cover, if I'm not mistaken. And this just shows a really cool cover appearance of Scarecrow. I love Silver Age Scarecrow. I think he looks really awesome. And Scarecrow being one of my favorite villains too. Well, he's definitely in the top 5 for sure. But I mean, look how scared Batman is. He's like running away, like oh! Like, doesn't that seem like not so much of like what Batman would really do? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, come on, Batman! Like, you're supposed to be a superhero. Go kick this guy's ass, and you're running away from him.
Have you got the first appearance of Scarecrow?
I had the first Silver Age.
Silver, yeah. Is that 189? Is it
189? Yep.
Yeah,
I have that one. Definitely can't get his first appearance. That's too expensive for my blood. And plus, I don't think even if I had the money for it, to be honest, I wouldn't get it because I think the cover's super lame. It just has like Batman, Superman, Robin, like playing like a game of baseball, and they're like have their cheesy smiles going on. So I don't think I would really go so much for that. Here we got a couple of comments here. Kev, the Todd McFarlane video was amazing. Great books, thank you so much. VP, great cover, Kev, thank you, sir. And Eons of Comics, Scarecrow is my favorite villain in Batman, probably more than the Joker. And I can James, look at that reaction.
better than the Joker.
I mean,
you have read 3 Jokers, haven't you? You have read.
Oh yeah, actually, yeah. I rated it the highest. So
yeah. We had a grand old time reviewing that book, didn't we, on the channel? Man, oh man, I'm still plagued with all those variant covers, and I'm still trying to get rid of them. Some guy recently was like, "Hey, I'll buy those from you." I'm like, "Thank you, like." Thank you for buying it. And he never went with the sale. He never went through for the sale. It's like, come on, I'm asking $12 here. Just buy them. I'll even go to 10.
Come on, please, just take it.
Just take away this disease of comic books away from me. All right, so if you guys have any requests still, feel free to put them in the chat. We would like to have some sort of direction on what to go in, but if not, we can still randomly pull. If you guys have not smashed that like button, please do so. And if you guys are new here to the channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel to show your support. And if you go in this video's description down below, please subscribe to my guest channels as well. So James, you want to go up again, buddy?
Yeah. Have we got any requests?
Not any as of right now. Let's do a slab. Let's do a slab.
A slab, a random slab.
I would like to see a random slab, sir.
Oh, I'm just gonna have to take my headset off. What's it?
Oh.
While we're
disconnect.
waiting, James, I'm going to give an honourable mention to a DC book, which I don't think is a key, but the cover is amazing on it.
Oh yeah, that is a great cover.
I think it's Batgirl 23.
Yeah.
And is it Joshua Middleton that's done the cover on this? So yeah, I think that's a beautiful cover, isn't it? I think it came out about 2 years ago, I think, something like that, and it exploded, I think, didn't it? It went. It was a very popular cover. It's just almost like a piece of art. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's great.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I mean, I love how he did the hair. I mean, the whole cover is just gorgeous, but I love how vibrant the hair looks. And I think, do you guys know what his medium is? Because the cover looks like watercolor.
It looks like watercolor. But I've seen some other books that he's done, and it's just like ink, pencil, and ink. Just regular drawings rather than watercolors. So I don't know.
Interesting. We do have maybe a couple of requests for the next round. We have favorite indie books.
Right.
We have how about the toughest book to track down? And Daniel also says, are there any characters or series that you guys really dislike? I mean, I don't know if we would keep those in the. I think we just talked about it. We talked about Batman 3 Jokers on how much that was absolutely grotesque and really boring and lame, but and pointless in my opinion. But yeah, so those are some those are a few ideas maybe you guys can work off on if you choose to. So James, what do you got?
Okay, just a random pull. It's a CBCS.
Oh yeah, look at that. That's gorgeous.
Nice. Batman 181. Which is the first appearance of Pamela Ivy, who is obviously is Poison Ivy.
That's sexy.
It is. It's a 3.0 because obviously it's got what is it? It's got tape pull on it.
Oh, okay.
Which is so annoying, but it's a nice looking book. She's a great character as well.
Does it does. Pin up too? Oh, nice.
You can,
oh, nice.
It says, where does it say? Oh, it says it up there, but centerfold pin up.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, on the notes it says it's there. So I have thought about cracking it and sending it off to CGC, just because I don't like. No offense to CBCS, but the old cases I don't really like. This, I mean, it's really thin.
That's what she said.
That looks.
That's what she said.
Just had to throw that in there.
It's really thin. It doesn't really feel that hard.
Wow, we're really going. Wow,
and I just don't like the look of it.
Wow,
it looks a bit weird up here. At the top, at the tip, it looks a bit weird.
We're on a roll here.
But yeah, but it's a great cover. And to be fair, I think it could benefit from a press.
Yeah.
That tape pull brings it down, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think that brings it down to quite high, but quite low.
This is a comic book that is always off and on my wish list.
Yeah,
because like I buy the dollar books, the dollar reprints, and I use those books a lot to kind of gauge how much I would be willing to spend on a real copy.
Yeah.
And so so this is like campy Batman, in my opinion. You know what I mean? This is where Batman's super campy, nothing's really serious. And I mean, it's a great first appearance, it's a great character, but I wouldn't spend too much on this on that book. To be honest, I would probably buy a 3.0 grade. You know what I mean? And that book has gone up fairly a lot actually in the last couple of months too. And that book is just super, super hard to find with the pinup in it. And I think that pinup actually is the coolest part of the book. I think it's even cooler than the first appearance of Poison Ivy, to be honest. But that's one book that I always feel like I think about buying it, and like I'm almost there, like, oh, I'm gonna buy it, and then I change my mind last minute, and I think about another book that I'd much rather have. So
that's definitely it's I love Batman, and it's I've got quite a few Silver Age first appearances, and that just goes perfectly nice with it. So
yeah, very good. All right, Jason, what you got?
So I've got going along with the indie theme.
Oh, cool.
Ice Cream Man.
Oh, yeah.
You love your horror, don't you, Jay?
I love my horror, and I also love my anthology horror. So, growing up, a big fan of the film Creepshow. Also, like the early stuff, like the Amicus stuff, Tales from the Crypt, based on EC Comics, of course, Vault of Horror, all these sort of short portmanteau films, surrounded by one overarching story. Asylum. Do you remember that film, guys? Asylum. Do you remember that with Peter Cushing and Robert Powell? All just short stories. And this is very much in the same sort of vein, really, where you've got the protagonist who is an ice cream man vendor, and each comic is a different story. So if you're late into the game with this book, then it doesn't matter if you grab it at whatever issues that now, I think it's about 22, 23. It doesn't matter because they're just separate stories.
Oh wow.
So this was a good story. A little boy who had a poisonous spider, and I don't want to spoil it because but it's quite funny. It's got a bit of tongue-in-cheek stuff with it as well. It's a bit of funniness, but pretty grotesque as well. And
so does the Ice Cream Man eat children?
No, but in this particular issue, he it's weird. He turns into some sort of creature and kills people, but it was separate to the spider. So anyway, look, I'm not going to say it. The spider kills this little boy's parents, but the parents are still in the living room, just at the dining room table. So it's pretty good. They're rotting away, and but it's a really good story. And this is of course being made into a TV series. So
is it? I didn't know that.
Yeah, and it's been optioned. And I think this cover A, is going for quite a lot of money at the moment. I believe it's going for around about anywhere between $150 and $200. And as a 9.8, yeah. So maybe more. Guys, leave a comment. Let me know if I'm wrong. But I'm sure it's going around that sort of price. But yeah, I do love my horror. Big horror fan. Yeah.
I mean, a lot of these indies can be really valuable from down for years to come because it's new, it's fresh, it hasn't always been so explored before. You know what I mean? Like for instance, look at Walking Dead. You know what I mean? When the show hit up, that book was huge, and it wasn't something that even the editors thought weren't going to hit big. You know what I mean? And that's one of those books that I regret not buying off the shelf, because I remember that came out the shelf and I'm like, oh, I should buy that because I like zombies, I like horror, you know what I mean? And I didn't, and that's probably one of my biggest comic book regrets to this day, is not picking up a Walking Dead #1 off the shelf.
Yeah,
oh, man.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, there's a lot of series that have done very well. Indies, you got Umbrella Academy, American Gods, the Neil Gaiman series, and there's a lot of sort of sleeper books there that are being optioned, but obviously takes such a long time to get through to get the green lighting and get production going. And of course, with COVID, everything's pushed back. Incidentally, guys, I'm digressing a little bit here, but there was a trailer with Warner Brothers. I don't know if you've seen it, and it's got all their releases for this year, and obviously they're all going to be released simultaneously in theaters, but also on is it HBO Max? I think is on. And it was interesting to see even films like The Matrix 4. That's going to be on HBO Max. The new Godzilla versus Kong film. I know that's going to be on HBO Max, which I think is great that it's allowing everybody then to see the film, but it's not as it's intended to be watched, is it? And I think
I understand what you mean.
But when you look at
Yeah.
So
Sorry, go on. Go on.
No, go on, sorry. Go on, you go. Go on.
Oh, well, no, I was going to say is that obviously people are still a bit wary about going to the theatres, and as soon as we all get our jabs and the vaccinations, we're all, hunky-dory. Let's get out to the theatres again, to the cinemas, and see some films the way they're meant to be seen.
Yeah, I agree. But I think when with Warner Brothers and obviously Disney and stuff, they've obviously noticed that with Netflix, if they do a film or a TV series, which obviously didn't, technically go to cinema, it still does quite well on a streaming service.
Yeah.
So, they've got to put films out, haven't they? So it's one of them things.
There's a rumor. I don't know if it's true. Again, leave a comment, guys, if I'm wrong on this one. But I heard that Black Widow is going to be on Disney Plus. But Disney as a premium, so you'd have to pay for the film.
It's going to cost like $30, apparently.
Is it really?
I mean, let's be honest. I mean, I know we're digressing a little bit here, but to be honest, does anybody really care about this? Does anybody even care about this movie anymore?
Black Widow.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd go and see it if it was at the cinema, just because it's something to do. I wasn't massively excited like I was to see Endgame or Infinity War.
It feels like a standalone movie, doesn't it? It feels like
well, it's a prequel, isn't it? It's like it's
right. It's pre-Endgame, so when people said that, it's like, okay, why are we doing this? I mean, okay, I understand people want to see a whole movie dedicated to Black Widow because she's everyone else has a movie. Why doesn't she have a movie? But who cares? it's a prequel. Why are we going back in time? We're moving forward here. It's almost like Wonder Woman. Why did we go back in time to the 1980s? Nobody really cares what Wonder Woman was doing before all this went down with Doomsday and when the Justice League was going on. I mean, that's just my opinion, but I know for a fact, and it happened to me a little bit when a trailer came out for the Black Widow movie. I was like, okay, it's an action flick, spy. All right, maybe I'll go see it. Maybe I'll give it a watch. But as the time has gone by with COVID and everything, it's just I don't really care to see this movie at all.
I think they could have released it last year, but I think it's in Scarlett Johansson's contract that she's going to get certain, obviously, proceeds from the box office. So if they couldn't release it at theater, it's a bit difficult.
It'd be the lowest paid job ever, otherwise, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I wonder though, because Marvel are quite clever in introducing subtleties and new characters into the MCU, and I'm just wondering if it's going to segue some new characters, even if it's at the end of the movie, or whether it's in the end credits, or whether it's tie in with something.
That's like the problem with Marvel. If they postpone one movie, they have to postpone all of them.
Yeah.
So, whereas in with other, there's not really another cinematic universe as the DC one, but they can just be standalone, can't they? With the Joker and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Whose turn
Who's
is
next? Well, I just did Ice Cream Man, so I think it's yours, Kev. I think.
I think it's yours, Kev. Yeah.
I know somebody said maybe his favorite indie. I mean, I don't collect a lot of indies unless it's Spawn, to be honest. So, let me go into my Spawn box here. All right, randomly picking. All right, here we go. This is a good one. So here we have a Spawn number 5. Really cool cover. Kind of, hunched over on the balcony right there. I mean, you can't go wrong with Todd McFarlane, can you? Come on.
No.
No, you cannot. But, I mean, as independent comic books goes, I feel like you can never really go wrong with Spawn. Spawn is one of my favorite independent characters. So I wish, I wish I would dabble more into independent books. And what was I'm drawing a brain fart here. What's the one with the white cover takes place in outer space. It's got the woman with the baby, and the guy's got the horns. It's a white cover, super expensive, and a 9.8. Can't think of it.
The horns.
Yeah,
Horns in space.
It's a key book. I can't remember it. I've read it and I thought it was pretty good. I'm like, oh, I should continue this. Everybody loves this book, this independent book, and I can't.
Oh, Saga.
Saga, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, that VP with the win as well. Saga, yes, thank you. I've read that before, and that was a really good independent book to read. And I believe the writer has recently announced too that he's going to be bringing it back very, very soon. So I know he recently came out public saying like, thank you guys for being patient so much. Saga, yep, that's the one. I read that. That was really good. Somebody from the comic community AOK'd me a trade paperback of that. I was like, yeah, I'm going to read this one day. And I was sick for the week, and I was just like in bed reading this. I'm like, yeah, this is pretty good. It's pretty raunchy too. It's definitely out there, but it's got a good story.
Yeah,
I'm in.
Yeah, you should. You would like it. You would like it. It's definitely something that you would like for sure.
Yeah. Brilliant.
All right. Who's up next?
I think it's me.
Is
Is it indie or what we're doing? Or
It doesn't matter. You can do whatever you want.
okay. Let's pick a random.
I know at some point I'll throw up a Batman 227 because somebody asked for it.
Random.
Very random.
It's another Spawn.
Oh, look at that.
Look at that.
I didn't know you had that.
Yeah, mate. It's one of my favorite Spawn covers.
Maybe I did know it and I just forgot about it, but that's pretty amazing.
It's one of the first books I unboxed for the channel.
Okay, yeah.
So it's right at the beginning. But yeah.
Great
yeah,
homage,
just
isn't it?
it is, yeah. Obviously it's a Todd McFarlane story and cover, and it's just homage to Amazing Fantasy 15, and it's just awesome. Absolutely awesome. You can get a black and white sketch of this, which goes for a lot more money. A lot.
Why is that? Why do black and white sketch variants go for more money than the regular colored variant?
I don't know, because there's less work on in it, isn't there?
Yeah.
It's not as if you're going to colour it in yourself.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Get your crayons out.
No.
I mean, I guess. I guess like if there's a lower print run than the color versions, man, yeah, I guess that makes sense. But I mean, listen, I love black and white, and especially if Venom does the black and white version with the red logo, I'm a sucker for it. I am, and I'll go for that all the time. But I just think it's kind of crazy that most of the time they're more valuable than the colored version. That doesn't make sense to me all the time.
Yeah,
I agree.
Richard Anderson, I haven't been reading too much of the newer books that have been coming out on the shelves on Wednesdays, but I always try to collect older Spawn books when I can. So, all right, Jason, your turn.
Okay, so I got a nice little book here. This slab is CBCS, and I don't have too many CBCS slabs. It's Amazing Spider-Man 298, and at first glance, the 298 and 299 look very similar, don't they?
They do.
And of course, this is Chance here, blowing everything up.
Chance Encounter.
Chance Encounter, yes. Now, I didn't realize that this was actually a newsstand.
Oh, James, why are you not going crazy over that right now?
It's because I've already got one, mate. That's what.
Is it a 9.8? Is it 9.8?
No, it's not a 9.8.
It's a 9.6.
No. Is that a 9.6? Is it?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Sorry, James. Yeah, it's now the interesting thing of this, what I do like about the CBCS slabs is the fact that you can just take a picture of the
grader's note.
Yeah, of the little what do they call that again?
The QR code.
QR code, yeah, and it comes straight up and it tells you what the problem is with the book. And they did tell me that that the spine, flipping heck, I'm trying to get back to front. Is that the spine there or no? Spine's here, is it? Yeah. Can you see like right at the top? There's like a white mark there.
A little bit. You're a little hard to
Yeah.
see with the yellow fuzzy, but
Oh, okay. Sorry.
it's all
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. So yeah, it's newsstand, and is this the very first Spider-Man that Todd McFarlane did?
Yes, it is. You are correct, sir. Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Yeah, nice book.
Yeah, that's a nice book to have.
That's really good. That is. So CBCS gave you graders notes on a 9.6.
Yes. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
That's unheard of.
No, that's right. Absolutely.
That's amazing.
It's
and the
almost
fact that they're free as well.
Yeah.
Free.
I think that's a lot of I think that is a huge edge that CBCS does have over CGC. And I know a lot of people who are more with CBCS and kind of against CGC. I know that's like the number one thing they bring up all the time. Graders notes are free, and it's as fast as a click of a picture on that code, and it tells you right away. Yeah. So I think that is pretty cool. I mean, I can't believe that CGC hasn't done something like that before. And then, like, isn't it true that CGC kind of wants you to pay for the graders notes? You pay $5 for the graders notes, and there's not even a guarantee that there's notes all the time, right?
Yeah, that can happen. Yeah, but it's they make so much money, don't they? But it's to me, it's just another money making exercise for CGC. Sorry, where if a smaller company like CBCS can do it.
Why can't CGC?
Why can't CGC do it? The only thing I mean, this is obviously an older cover, but I don't know if you'd be able to make out on here. But there's two little clips down here, which you can almost feels like you can just unclip.
You can undo them
and open it. So,
but apparently the new slabs are quite nice, though, aren't they?
Yeah, I've heard that the new slabs are definitely a huge upgrade from what they used to have. But I know a lot of people who are very pro CGC say it's still not as good as a CGC slab. But I think they're a little bit biased. You know what I mean?
Well, they're going to be. And the thing is, you don't get Newton rings on CBCS slabs either, only CGC.
Oh.
So,
the thing is that I know a lot of people complain about Newton rings. I could really care less about them. I don't think that doesn't bother me for whatever reason. And like, it's funny. I think if a lot of people know me as well, especially as well as I know myself, I'm a huge perfectionist. Like, that should bother me. That should make my OCD go crazy, but it kind of
doesn't. Tell me about it, mate. Yeah. I do apologize. Stupid
but
internet.
that is definitely a great book to have, especially in a high grade too. I mean, it's a white cover. White covers are really, really hard to get in a high grade. And I don't know, it's a really cool book. Anything Todd McFarlane is, of course, valuable, especially the first time drawing Spider-Man.
It's not only that; it's a white front cover and a black back cover.
Yeah, true. So it's a huge double-edged sword on both ways.
Yeah. Oh man.
All right, so I haven't showed off the slab yet, so I think it's time to start whipping out slabs. So let's see, what do we got here? I'm gonna go with this one. This one feels right. Hopefully I don't drop anything. Oh, look. I showed this one off yesterday. Speaking of Todd McFarlane, here's a CGC 9.8 gold label signed by Todd McFarlane, signed in silver. What an oxymoron. We got
Has anyone ever told you you might have a problem?
Yeah, man. I mean, no one even has to tell me I have a problem because I know I have a problem.
Has Todd still got that restraining order out on you?
Yeah, totally. Yeah. I mean, I try to go see him at least every weekend, and this guard's by his driveway every time. They're like, no, turn around, buddy.
Looking through his window.
I got binoculars. I'm just like, Todd.
What's his new curtains like? They're nice.
I send him letters, sign my books. Come by me. Come to Boston. I want to see you.
Should we do some signatures then?
Yeah, if you want to. Yeah, sure.
How about celebrity or comic legend.
You know what? I don't see many celebrity signatures, so let's go with that. I'm curious.
Okay. Let me just. Right. I've got two to choose from here. So, right hand or left hand?
Right.
Right. Smallville #1.
All right.
I was a big fan of the show, and I met Tom Welling.
Okay.
You know, who's the guy who played Clark Kent, Superman.
Yep.
I met him at the London Film and Comic Con in 2018, and let's just say the experience wasn't that great.
Really? Why?
It's just like he was miserable, man. I was well upset, and it's like cost me like £50 for his signature, and I was just like, yeah.
Don't you just love it when you're throwing money at somebody who you're really excited to see, and they just like are like, listen, I know people aren't perfect and people have their days. I mean, I'm sure like if you're a famous person, and especially if you're an introvert and you got to go out to this place where there's a bunch of people who are really excited to see you, I get that. But sometimes you just got to put on the face, you know what I mean? And, these are people who are dying to see you. They love your work. You know what I mean? You should show a little bit of appreciation. You know what I mean? Yeah. So
I'm a little bit depressed. It was that one that you picked.
Oh, really? We'll show the other one then. Let's go.
The other one, here we go. I'm a big X-Files fan. And David Duchovny was, you can just make it. He signed it in black, which, it's on a black cover, but yeah. I'm a big fan of the X-Files growing up, and just need Gillian Anderson to sign it now.
Cool. But, what was he like, David Duchovny?
Man, I had to wait for him, right? And he came out, a door just blew open. He was wearing sunglasses inside. You know, it was quite physically fit, and he just strolled up and was like, "Yeah, man, I'm just gonna, yeah."
He's actually, he is like that. He's a very, really cool dude. And after your story, I'll tell a little story.
And I was just like, I loved the X-Files growing up, and I went into law enforcement because of you, and and he was like, "That's cool, man. That's cool." I was just like, yeah.
It's really funny because he is like that though. He's very cool. He's very chill out. So I'll tell you a story, okay? So here where I live, my dad used to work at a bike shop that is right down the road. I'm not talking about motorcycles. We're talking about bicycles, okay? And so Taya Leone, his ex-wife, his mom used to live in town, okay?
Oh.
So one day at this bike shop that I worked with my dad, I used to build the bikes, and I was like 15, and in comes through the door is David Duchovny, and we're just like, you're that guy from X-Files, and he's like, and he's just like, yeah, that's me. He's just like, we're like, yeah, no big deal. Like, hey, listen, I want to buy a bike. Like, so we gave David Duchovny this like really cool deal on this bike, and he was like, so we gave him a price on a bike that he was looking at. It was like, I don't know, like a $5,000 bike, $6,000 bike, and he goes, listen, I'll take it for $550, okay, $5,550, and I'll give you a picture. I'll let you guys take a picture with me, and I'll sign it. So my dad was like, yeah, let's go, let's do this. And so throughout the whole entirety of that bike shop until it closed down, there was a picture of David Duchovny on the wall, and there was like a little plaque. And another really funny story too, because I work in a TV studio, so there was a TV studio in New Bedford that I used to work for, and Taya Leone was working on a movie, I think it was Spanglish, and she had to do a voiceover, and Taya Leone had to, so the the movie company called the TV studios like, hey, listen, Tia Leone is like 10 minutes away from you. She's at the beach, literally right down the road from you guys. Can she just come in, record a voiceover for this movie, and can you send it to us? And so we got to meet Tia Leone too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's kind of cool. She was like she was like a huge beach bum. She didn't care about like what she looked like. She was just clearly coming right off the beach. Her hair's crazy. She's got suntan lotion all over her. So it's pretty cool. But they're
I bet she wasn't ugly though, was she? I bet she's beautiful, was she?
Nah.
Anyway.
Yeah, I mean she was cool and she was really nice. She was happy to meet everybody, but that's just a little story I had for it. So,
That's
but
cool stories there, guys. I you know, my stories would pale into insignificance. You know, because I mean. My only claim to fame is that I once played a game of pool with you probably wouldn't even heard of it in America. There's a band called Status Quo, and there was a guy called Francis Rossi who was the lead singer, and I played pool with him. I also met Christopher Lee in a lift once.
Oh, Dracula.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Saruman.
Yeah.
You shall not guess.
But I've met a couple of people at London Film Comic Con. You know, John Hurt, the late John Hurt, the late George A. Romero. In fact, everyone I've met, they've died.
Wow!
What's going on?
Gosh!
Oh no, sorry guys.
It must be that effect that you have on them.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
yeah. I've met Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Signed autobiography. It was. He's massive.
Oh yeah.
Sat down at a table, but it was all like very light. You know, he had like multiple bodyguards, and it was like you're not allowed to touch him. Doesn't want to talk to you. Blah 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 blah. And I was just like, put my hand out. You're a legend. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. You did, yeah.
Did you go up to him and be like, take my hand if you want to live?
No. I told the story.
Get to the chopper.
I told this story to Jason the other day, but you know, I went with my friend Alex is a big fan, and we were in the queue with these other diehard fans, and they were like, "Oh, what's your favorite film?" It was like Predator, Terminator 2, True Lies, and stuff like that. And they were like, "James, what's your favorite film?" I was like, Jingle All the Way.
Oh man,
I was shunned immediately.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, gentlemen, we are past the hour mark, so let's Jason, let's see your last book. I'll show off my last book, and then we'll wrap this live stream up.
I thought I'd throw that one in.
Oh,
Yeah,
whoa.
sorry.
Busting
First
out the big
appearance.
guns here.
That's
First
not
appearance
allowed,
of Silver Surfer. First cameo appearance of Galactus, is it? Because I think 49 is the full appearance of Galactus.
Jason, if you're asking questions about who appears in that book, I don't think you should. I don't think you have the right to own that book.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. This is going to be going off to get pressed with James Gower, who was our presser, our main guy in the UK. He's like a wizard. He does some amazing stuff. So that'll be going to him, along with the 49 that I have as well. Sorry, did I say I had a 49? Hang on a second. Let me get it. Sorry, guys.
That's all right.
Just to make sure. Yeah, I got that one there.
Hey, James, I think you need a tissue. You got drool coming out.
Well, I sent you a picture last week, didn't I, to the groups? I want one. And then obviously, what does Jason do? He goes and gets one, doesn't he?
Yeah, the Tomb of Dracula 10 is on its way as well. It's not. I promise you. No. I'm not gazumping you and taking all your comics.
Let me just mute myself.
Lovely books. I mean, it's not high grade; it's low grade. You're probably talking maybe a 2.5 on that. It's got a bit of a weight. It's fully attached, though. There's no cutouts, no coupons missing or anything like that. So I expect it to be low grade. So this is going to be one of the books I'll be unboxing on my channel. And Kev and James, you're both welcome to join me on that.
Oh,
And that comes back eventually.
Have you seen some of the covers of that where the Watcher has basically like got it's like it's a bit dark on
got
his
hair.
Looks like he's got hair.
Yeah, but
and people have drawn like little tashes on him.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
I've seen that.
Because he's and there's certain sort of well, I won't mention it. Yeah, but it was someone actually drew hair on him, didn't they?
Yeah,
That's what it was. Yeah.
I thought it was called the full head of hair variant.
Yeah,
but I've seen it on quite a few books.
You sure it's not the same book, just doing the rounds?
Probably the same book doing the rounds. Yeah.
Those are gorgeous books, man. Those were some pretty big boy books right there.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
All right, so last book. I promised I was going to show somebody Batman 227. I know somebody asked for that, so let's pull them on out. Too bad I do not have the slabbed copy yet. That's a shame. Man,
I thought we were going all night. I've got 3 boxes here. I was just...
Oh, my God. Hey, we can go longer if you want. I don't care.
I don't mind.
I don't want to keep you guys. You know what I mean? So, all right. So I have some Batman 227s here. This is a book that I've been trying to get slabbed this year, but the book just keeps going on price. And no thanks to a person on YouTube who goes by the name as Tom, recently released a video about this book going up, and everyone thinks that this book is worth $1 million. But here's one of my favorite copies.
Is that remarked?
It is, sir. It is.
Wow.
So here is a Batman 227. It's remarked by Neil Adams, signed by Neil Adams. Now, I have a really funny story about this book, okay? So I have another one here. Here's another raw copy, okay? So here's the funny thing, okay? This is the first and last time I made this mistake. I was on eBay and I really wanted this book so bad, okay? It's just a gorgeous cover, okay? So I bought this one on eBay raw. It didn't have, the whole Neil Adams thing going on with it. And so I thought the book was sort of, it's got defects to it. You know what I mean? It's got this, but it's still really not a bad book. And I thought I got a really good deal on this book, right? So I'm like, all right, it's still, I'm still happy with it. I got it pressed and cleaned, but I forgot that I also had a bid on another copy. So I won both of them at the same time. I was like, you dummy, but it's a good mistake. I say it's a good mistake. This one I got for the same price as the other one, and this one is far more cleaner than that one. Like this one is super, super clean. I think this one probably be about 7.0, 7.5 maybe.
Nice. Lovely.
But
very fine range there. Nice.
Yeah, totally. Where I think this one would maybe be, I don't know, 5.5. But I think it's just really good to have both of these. So really happy to have both of them with that remark. I mean, I when I went to go see Neil Adams, right, I knew that I wanted to make this one pretty. You know what I mean? Like this one is just super mint and I don't want nothing on it. I was like, this is the one. Like let's make this guy look good. You know what I mean?
When you met Neil Adams, was he wearing a blue shirt and tie? With a red tie.
Yeah, he was totally. And it's funny because when I went to go see him at that con, okay, because I've met him 2 other times before then, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna meet Neil Adams. Like the second time, not being so happy about it because of my first experience, right? And I was just like, oh man, like this is absolutely just awful. Like I don't want to meet this guy, and so somebody told me in the community, like, hey, why don't you go see Neil Adams when his wife is not around? He's actually a lot happier and nicer. And I was like,
most of us.
so I did that. She was like away on lunch and I went to go see him and he was like a lot more pleasant and, like, oh, do you have any questions for me? Oh, thanks so much for stopping by. And like, oh, are you recording this? Were you putting this on YouTube? So I thought that was pretty cool.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that's good. That's cool. And of course, you like your slabs, but you like your raw books as well, don't you, Kev? So I take it you're not going to get those slabbed to you. You just for your PC and that's it.
No. When usually I get things signed, if I'm at the Comic-Con and I get things signed by the person and I'm self-witnessing it, I'm not going to send it to CGC.
No.
So that was my last book. I think we're going to wrap it up because we're definitely over the past the hour mark. But guys, I want to thank you so much for joining in on today's video. I really appreciate it.
No, thank you for having me.
No, thanks for having us, dude. It's been good fun.
Yeah. So, and again, I want to thank everybody for joining in on today's video. Really appreciate it, guys. Don't forget to go in this video's description down below and subscribe to these guys and show them their support. They would definitely appreciate any support that they receive. And if you guys have not smashed that like button, please do so on your way out. And if you're new here to the channel, don't forget to click on that subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.